My name is Nida, and this is my happiness trivia quiz app that I'm submitting for the final project. I chose the topic of happiness because it's a topic I personally like to explore, and today happens to be the International Day of Happiness, March 20th. It was a concept proposed by the country of Bhutan in 2011 to the United Nations, and they adopted it as an annual holiday since 2012. I also think in this quite stressful, chaotic world that having a bit of guidance here and there on how to boost your happiness is always a good thing. So we'll start with the quiz app's main page, which is a linear layout with an image view followed by several text views. The first text view is an introductory sentence, and the second one contains a couple questions that I didn't use in my quiz. And there's a button that says take the quiz, and on click will take you to the second activity screen, which starts off with an edit text name field where the first letter will be capitalized automatically followed by lowercase letters. Then there are 10 questions in my quiz, 7 of which are radio button questions and 2 that are checkboxes, and there's 1 text entry just like the name field here. I'm going to go and answer all of the questions correctly to then display the score in a toast message. I have 2 of them. One is for a perfect score of 10 out of 10 and one for scores of 9 and under. So we'll start with the first question here. The radio button is nice because it allows just for one single answer. I also put everything inside a scroll view to allow all of the information to be on one activity screen. This checkbox has 2 answers, and I'll just continue to go and quickly check the rest of them. This checkbox question has 3 answers. And the text entry question has the same keyboard, which starts with an uppercase followed by lowercase letters. And the score should be 10 out of 10 and show the name inputted and an extra sentence there. So I will check off some of the correct answers for the radio buttons to show how the alternate toast will show up. So let's check these 2 to display a score of 8 out of 10. And then go to the checkbox example. I actually had a hard time with the checkbox. At first I set these 2 ands, 3 conditions, and it would score 1 point, but I didn't realize that if I selected the 3 correct answers plus an incorrect one, it still gave me the correct score of 1 point. So I had to figure out by Googling and looking everywhere that the way I set up the logic should use short-circuiting Java logical operators, and it allowed it to be where it had to be these 3 answers and only these 3 answers. So if I checked an incorrect answer, you would see 9 out of 10. And if I did the same thing but had one of the correct answers not checked, but there was a total of 3, it should show also 9 out of 10. And lastly, the checkbox, the text entry. If for some reason someone didn't want to follow the way the keyboard formatted the letters, for instance wanting to use a lowercase y and spell it kind of funky, the score would still be a correct answer if the answer said yellow. So we should see a 10 out of 10. Lastly, my second button here connects to the last page, which is the answers listed all together, and extra trivia for questions 4 and 5, and followed by a bibliography where I got the information from, and if anyone wanted to read further, they're all available online. Lastly, we can check the rotation here. The integrity of the app remains. You can go back and see here. And there we go. Thank you for viewing my app.